just got shot, and he in ICU. I say, 50 what?
The moment 50 Cent told the story of how Gene Deal saved him, everyone was shocked. Why did we never hear this before? It was a very serious situation. This wasn't a small warning. It was a moment that could have ended 50 Cent's life before he became famous. He says the only reason he survived is because Gene Deal stepped in at the exact right second and made a tough decision. When 50 talked about it, you could tell it was real and personal. It was something he had kept to himself for a very long time.
And they are now where?
Oh, the guy who actually shot me is dead. And the guy who paid him got life in jail.
Got life in jail.
To understand why this was so important, you need to know the time period. 50 Cent wasn't just another rapper. He had enemies in the streets and in the music business. That time in the industry wasn't safe, it had real danger. Gene Deal was important because he understood that world. He wasn't an artist, he was a protector. He knew all the tricks and how to spot trouble before it happened.
The day 50 Cent was shot, I was walking through, and BMF was there too. Meech and them was there too.
Who has more cred than you, living after being shot 9 fucking times?
I don't know what the criteria is off of street credibility. Or
That's
if
it.
If there's something that creates more merit for you. I looked at that experience as something that was unfortunate that I had to, because
I forget, why the guy shot you 9 times? Was it drugs or something?
it was paid to do it.
He was paid to do it.
So when Gene Deal warned 50, it wasn't a rumor. He knew exactly what was happening behind the scenes. He had seen things happen to artists who didn't listen. Gene told 50 straight, some people weren't just talking, they were planning to stop him before he got big. 50 was young and didn't fully understand how dangerous the situation was. Most people would have stayed quiet to protect themselves. But Gene wasn't like that. He believed in loyalty. He told 50 the truth, even though it was risky. That decision is the reason 50 survived to become a legend.
Karma.
Karma.
Explain to me again why this guy was hired to shoot you 9 times.
Well, you was paid because someone, felt like that I would potentially do something to them if they kept going in the direction that they were going.
Man, you are tough.
When 50 told the story, he made it clear this was no small warning. Gene Deal was acting on real information from inside the industry. He had seen how jealousy could turn into real danger. Gene came to 50 and spoke seriously. He didn't soften his words. He told 50 straight that some people around him were not real friends. They were threatened by his success and were planning something. At the time, 50 Cent was becoming very popular and changing the game. His raw talent made some powerful people very nervous. Gene recognized the pattern and knew 50 was in real trouble.
I know that Irv Gotti and them had put it out there like they was a part of it and they was gonna do it that night, the day at the meeting.
Gene knew there was real danger. So he warned 50 about specific people and places to avoid. He told 50 who not to trust and to stop sharing his plans. Gene spoke from experience. By telling 50 the truth, he was taking a big risk himself. 50 listened. He stopped going to certain studios and ended relationships with people who were secretly against him. As soon as 50 made these changes, people began to show their true colors. They proved that Gene had been right all along.
We got up there, we came in, and shit, you had Navy SEALs with it, 2 in all directions. About 6 of them.
When you get hurt that bad, either your fear consumes you or you become a bit insensitive. So just after...
Which one was it for you?
There was a point that I was afraid.
Afraid?
Yeah, following that.
As 50 told the story, it became clear Gene didn't just save his life, he saved his future. 50 might have walked into a trap he couldn't escape. Gene never bragged about it or asked for credit. He stayed quiet until now. Gene had lived through some of hip-hop's most dangerous times. He had seen what happens when money and power collide. So when he saw the same signs around 50, he knew he had to act. 50 described him as someone who could feel danger in a room. He could tell when someone was lying or if a meeting wasn't safe. When he saw those red flags around 50, he stepped in, even though he didn't have to. That's what made it so powerful. It wasn't business, it was personal.
100% needs therapy.
My thing-
I don't care if you agree with the rationale.
Yeah.
And 50-50, he gonna stand in it. He gonna stand strong in it.
He is. I look at it from both sides of it.
The truth of Gene's warning became very clear. As 50 stayed away from the people Gene named, he began to hear about the things they were saying. People were planning to ruin his career. Some were trying to get him in trouble in the streets or connect him to problems he didn't create. 50 realized he had been around people who didn't want him to succeed. Gene's warning did more than protect 50's body. It protected his mind. It taught him how to be careful about who to trust. It made him smarter and more strategic. That famous "I don't trust nobody" attitude of his comes from moments like this. Gene earned 50's respect by telling him the truth when everyone else was playing games. 50 said Gene's honesty showed him the difference between real and fake loyalty. Real loyalty protects you when you're not there to see it. Fake loyalty is only there for the good times. Gene chose to protect him. 50 also explained why he waited so long to tell this story. Back then, talking about it could have caused more problems or opened up old wounds. But now, enough time has passed. He wanted to give Gene credit now, while he is still here, not after he's gone. The result of Gene's decision can be seen in 50's whole career. Without that warning, 50 might have become another sad story. But because Gene spoke up, we got to see 50 build an empire. We saw G-Unit take over. We saw 50 become successful in movies, TV, and business. It all goes back to one man who refused to stay quiet. 50 said he'll never forget the way Gene spoke to him. He didn't sound scared. He sounded certain, like someone who truly cared about 50's future. When you are young and fighting to make it, that kind of care is rare. That's why 50 calls Gene a real one. By the time 50 finished the story, fans were shocked. They realized how close we came to losing one of hip-hop's biggest stars. And the most amazing part? Gene Deal never used this story to get famous. He kept it quiet, protecting the secret just like he protected 50. That is what true loyalty looks like. 50 Cent telling this story is more than just a memory. It shows that behind every famous person, there is often someone who helped shape their path. For 50, that person was Gene Deal. His honesty and courage prevented a tragedy and allowed one of the greatest careers in music to happen. If you are enjoying these updates and stories, you should go ahead and hit the like button on this video. It really helps out. You should also subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of what comes next in this whole situation.